Alan Watts is known for challenging our deepest beliefs about life, including the illusion of separateness and the pursuit of happiness through external possessions. In his book, The Wisdom of Insecurity, he presents a radical idea. True peace is not found in the illusion of a secure future, but in letting go of our need for security altogether. Watts argues that the obsession with control, stability, and predictability limits our ability to live fully. We, as individuals, constantly crave security in our careers, relationships, and finances. We build plans, set goals, and create systems, all to ensure that life remains predictable. The world operates in a similar way. Nations plan their economies, businesses forecast future growth, and societies structure themselves to maintain order. However, Watts suggests that when we, as individuals, cling too tightly to this need for control, we resist the natural, ever-changing flow of life. Watts defines the illusion of security as the belief that we can control or predict life's outcomes by preparing for every possible scenario. The assumption that preparation can shield us from every possible misfortune will ultimately lead to much greater disappointment when the unexpected happens. For example, we might save up for years to buy a house, only for the market to crash. We set career goals, but find ourselves facing layoffs or having to shift job markets. We may follow strict health and fitness routines, only to be sidelined by an injury or illness. These unpredictable events remind us that no amount of preparation can fully protect us from life's inherent uncertainty. Watts suggests that this unpredictability is what gives life its richness and depth. When we try to control everything, we not only fail to predict the future, but also lose touch with the spontaneity and beauty of the present. The wisdom of insecurity is about embracing the natural uncertainty of life rather than resisting it. Watts doesn't advocate for living recklessly or abandoning responsibility, but rather for recognizing that life is constantly changing. True peace, he argues, comes from accepting that change is inevitable. By embracing uncertainty, we free ourselves from the anxiety that comes from trying to control what is uncontrollable. Watts compares this to the way a river flows. A river doesn't worry about where it's going next, it simply adapts and moves forward. Similarly, animals live in the present, reacting instinctively to their environment, while plants grow toward the light without questioning the future. People who embrace this mindset in real life, like someone leaving a stable job to follow their passion, or entering a relationship without being paralyzed by fear of the unknown, are not avoiding uncertainty, but actively accepting it. Living in the present moment is the key to embracing uncertainty. Watts encourages us to recognize that the only reality we can truly experience is the present. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, and all we have is the now. The challenge is that the mind is often pulled between the past, with its memories and regrets, and the future, with its anxieties and plans. This constant mental shift prevents us from fully experiencing the present. So how can we live in the present? First, we must become aware of where our thoughts are focused. A practice of mindfulness can help us reconnect with the now. It can be as simple as pausing throughout the day to focus on our breathing, paying attention to the sensation of air entering and leaving our body. Grounding ourselves in our physical surroundings by feeling the texture of the ground beneath our feet or the taste of our food helps us return to the present moment. Another technique is to slow down. In a world that values speed, taking our time can help us reconnect with life's moments. Whether walking, talking, or eating, slowing down allows us to savor life instead of rushing through it. Lastly, Watts advocates for letting go of the constant need for productivity. Life isn't about checking tasks off a list, it's about being. By giving ourselves permission to simply be, whether by sitting in nature, spending time with loved ones, or just feeling our emotions without judgment, we create space for peace and presence. Letting go of the ego's need for control is a central theme in Watts's philosophy. In Watts's view, the ego is the false sense of self that seeks control and a feeling of separation from the world. It depends on stability and a sense of uniqueness, but this attachment to a made-up identity keeps us trapped in a cycle of fear and anxiety. The more we identify with the ego, the more we feel the need to control everything around us. This constant need for control leads us to anxiety for the future as we try to protect our fragile sense of self. Watts suggests that we must let go of this ego-driven desire for control in order to experience true freedom. By releasing the ego's grip on control, we stop the cycle of fear and anxiety. We can move away from constantly trying to predict and manage the future, allowing ourselves to experience life as it comes. This release opens up space for spontaneity, creativity, and peace. Practically speaking, this means letting go of the obsessive need to know what will happen next. When we stop clinging to certainty, we allow ourselves to embrace the freedom of uncertainty. The more we do this, the more we can flow with life, responding to it without needing to plan, predict, or control every moment. However, embracing uncertainty doesn't mean living recklessly. There is a balance to be struck. While it is important to let go of the constant need for control, we must also acknowledge the value of being responsible and proactive. This means not abandoning goals, plans, or ambition, but rather understanding that they too are part of the flow of life, not a rigid blueprint we must cling to. It's about being flexible with our plans, adjusting to life as it comes, and not letting fear of the unknown paralyze us. In essence, it's living with intention and awareness, but without the stress of needing everything to go according to plan. True freedom lies in the space between proactive responsibility and passive acceptance of life's unpredictability. Now let's talk about how we can apply these concepts in our lives. First, make mindfulness a daily practice. Pause throughout the day to check in with yourself and focus on your breath or surroundings. Slowing down and releasing the constant need to be productive allows us to appreciate the present moment. Instead of rushing to achieve or plan, try to savor what's right in front of you. Take time to simply exist without judgment or expectation. Another way to let go of the ego's need for control is by embracing vulnerability. Open yourself up to uncertainty by taking risks, such as sharing your true feelings with someone or stepping outside your comfort zone in a personal or professional situation. This act of vulnerability helps us break free from the ego's grip and fosters deeper connections with others. Additionally, practicing gratitude can shift our focus from what we don't have or what we want to control to appreciating what is already present in our lives. By actively acknowledging the things we're grateful for, we release the need to constantly seek more and instead find peace in the current moment. The challenge is clear. Let go of your need to control the future, embrace the unpredictability of life, and live more fully in the present. Start by practicing mindfulness, slowing down, embracing vulnerability, and cultivating gratitude. Notice how the world around you shifts when you stop fighting the flow of life. What's one area in your life where you can start letting go of the need for control? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to go deeper, subscribe for more deep dives into psychology, philosophy, and the inner world. Because here at the Thoughtful Revolution, we don't just consume ideas, we live them.